There is a practice in Stoicism called the view from above. It is an exercise in perspective. When life feels heavy, when problems seem overwhelming, the Stoics remind us, rise above them. Marcus Aurelius often wrote as if you were floating high above the earth, looking down at cities, people rushing, the noise of ambition and conflict. From above, all of it seems small, temporary, fleeting. He wrote, look down from above on the countless gatherings and ceremonies, the armies, the quarrels, all the things of earth tiny in time, tiny in place. The purpose of this practice is humility, to remind us that our troubles and our anxieties are just specks in the vast universe. As emperor, Marcus dealt daily with betrayals, wars, politics. Yet he paused and reminded himself, how small are the things of men. By rising above, he found clarity and calm. Epictetus told his students, you are an actor in a play the author has written. The length of the play is not up to you, only the manner of your performance. From a higher view, we see ourselves as part of a larger story. Not the center of the world, but a character among many. Seneca reminded, what is man? A tiny soul carrying a corpse. He warned not to be consumed by trivial pursuits. Imagine the sweep of centuries, our complaints are dust in the wind. Roman generals took soldiers to high ground before battle. From above, the chaos looked smaller, manageable. Fear lessened. Perspective brought courage. The Stoics used the same vision, not just for war, but for life. So how do we practice the view from above today? Close your eyes and imagine rising above your city. See the streets, the buildings, people moving like ants. Rise higher, see your country, the earth itself, a blue dot in space. From that height, do your worries look as large as before? When you return, you will see your problems with new eyes. Marcus Aurelius said, consider how swiftly all things are swept away. The infinite past and infinite future gape before us, a chasm into which all things vanish. Epictetus reminded, you are a citizen of the universe. Seneca wrote, we are born into a kingdom greater than any earthly empire. The view from above teaches humility, gratitude, and serenity. It reminds us that while we are small, we are part of something vast. So the next time your heart feels heavy, rise above. Look at your life from the stars. And remember, worries are temporary, struggles fleeting, but wisdom endures. There is a phrase that captures the heart of Stoicism, amor fati, love of fate. Not just acceptance, not just endurance, but love, to embrace everything that happens, as if you had chosen it yourself. Nietzsche later made this phrase famous, but the idea is deeply Stoic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, a blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it. The Stoic sage is like this fire. Whatever life throws, he turns into fuel. Epictetus, born a slave and later exiled, taught his students, do not seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well. He had no power to change his fate, but he had power to love it. He turned adversity into freedom of spirit. Marcus Aurelius, as emperor, faced endless wars and a devastating plague. He did not curse fate nor despair. Instead, he reminded himself, a man must stand erect, not be kept erect by others. Every hardship was not an enemy, but an ally, an opportunity for virtue. Seneca, condemned by Nero, met death with calm. He opened his veins in a warm bath, surrounded by friends, and spoke philosophy to the end. For Seneca, even death was not to be hated, it was the natural conclusion of life. He embraced it with dignity. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, lost everything in a shipwreck. Instead of despair, he said, fortune leads the willing and drags the unwilling. That shipwreck became the beginning of Stoicism itself. Fate destroyed his wealth, but gave him philosophy, and he loved it. So how can we practice amor fati today? When something painful happens, remind yourself, this too is part of my story. When fortune smiles, accept it with gratitude, but without clinging. When obstacles appear, ask, how can I use this as fuel? Think of life as a great river. You cannot stop the current, but you can flow with it. You can even rejoice in its course. Epictetus said, seek not that events should happen as you will, but let your will be that events happen as they do. Marcus Aurelius reminded, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Seneca wrote, fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling. Amor fati is more than endurance, it is transformation. To love your fate is to see life itself as a gift. Every part of it, even the pain. So the next time hardship comes, do not just accept it. Love it. Because it is yours. Because it is life. There is a phrase carved deep into the Stoic tradition. Memento mori, remember that you will die. To modern ears, this sounds dark, morbid, but to the Stoics, it was not a curse. It was a compass. By remembering death, they remembered how to live. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. For him, death was not an enemy. It was a reminder to live with urgency, purpose, and justice. Epictetus told his students, you are a soul carrying around a corpse. Our body and possessions are not truly ours, they are on loan. At any moment, they can be taken back. So we must live ready to return them without bitterness. Seneca wrote in on the shortness of life. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. He urged us not to delay, not to postpone life. Death is certain. Time is fleeting. To squander it is the greatest tragedy. Even in triumph, Roman generals heard the words, memento mori. A slave whispered in their ear, remember, you are mortal. Amid glory, it grounded them in humility and truth. When Socrates was condemned to die, he drank the poison calmly. To him, death was either nothing or a new beginning. Why fear what is natural? Why fear what awaits all living beings? So how can we practice memento mori today? Each morning, remind yourself, this day could be my last. When anger rises, ask, if I die tonight, is this worth my energy? When tempted to waste time, whisper, life is slipping away. Use it well. This practice does not depress, it awakens. It cuts through distraction and teaches what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius said, it is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. Seneca said, he who has learned how to die has unlearned how to be a slave. Epictetus said, I cannot escape death, but I can escape the fear of it. Memento mori is not about dying, it is about living. Living fully, living freely, living now. So the next time you look at the sky, the faces you love, the life you hold, remember, it is temporary. It is fragile. And that is what makes it precious. There is a powerful Stoic practice called the last time meditation. It is simple, and it can change how you see everything. The idea is this: every time you do something, remind yourself there will be a last time. One day you will wake up, and it will be the last morning you ever rise. One day you will embrace a loved one for the last time. One day you will speak your final words. Most of the time, we do not know when the last time will come. So the Stoics teach us, live each moment as if it could be the last. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. To him, the last time meditation was not gloomy, it was liberating. If this could be your last day, then everything becomes precious. Every sunrise, every smile, every breath. Epictetus told his students, when you kiss your child, say to yourself, tomorrow he may die. Do not say it in fear, but as a fact of nature. By remembering every embrace may be the last, we learn to love more deeply. Not with attachment, but with gratitude. Seneca reminded, It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. He warned against postponing joy, against waiting to live. When you realize every meeting may be the last, you bring your whole self to it. You do not delay. You do not hold back. Roman soldiers before battle whispered a silent prayer. This may be the last time I see the dawn. If so, let me march with honor. They did not control fate, but they controlled how they faced it. So how do we live this meditation today? When you see a friend or family member, pause. Remind yourself, one day, this will be the last time. When you do something ordinary, drink tea, watch a sunset, say to yourself, one day, this will be gone. Let it become sacred. At night, before sleep, imagine that this day may be your last. Did you live it fully? Did you speak with kindness? Did you love well? Marcus Aurelius said, do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Epictetus said, I cannot escape death, but I can escape the fear of it. Seneca reminded, life is long if you know how to use it. The last time meditation is not about fearing death. It is about treasuring life. So the next time you hold someone close or greet the morning light, whisper, this could be the last time. And let that truth awaken you, not to sorrow, but to gratitude, to presence, and to love. The Stoics began the morning with preparation, and they ended the evening with reflection. This was their way of closing the day, not with distraction or regret, but with clarity and peace. Seneca described this practice in his letters. When the light has been taken away and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I have done and said. The evening reflection was their mirror, a chance to measure life not by fortune, but by virtue. Each night, Seneca asked himself, what weakness did I overcome? What impulse did I resist? What virtue did I practice? This was not self-condemnation. It was training. By seeing his faults, he could correct them. By seeing his progress, he could grow in strength. Epictetus told his students, admit not sleep into your tender eyelids till you have reckoned up each deed of the day. Where did I go wrong? What did I do? What duty left undone? He believed philosophy was not just for the classroom. It was for the soul, sharpened day by day, night by night. Marcus Aurelius kept his own private notes, which we now call meditations. They were his nightly reflections, not written for fame, but for himself, a dialogue with his own soul. Through them, he shaped his character, facing his weaknesses with honesty and his duties with resolve. So how can we practice evening reflection? Before bed, find a quiet space. Take a notebook, or simply close your eyes. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How can I live better tomorrow? Write down your answers, or speak them silently in your heart. This is not about guilt, it is about growth. It is about ending the day not as a failure, but as a student of life. Seneca said, what progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. And Marcus Aurelius reminded, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. The evening reflection is not a burden, it is a gift. A chance to close the day with wisdom, to prepare the soul for rest, and to wake tomorrow renewed. So tonight, before you sleep, do not just close your eyes. Open your soul. Look at your day with honesty and with hope.